this is usually kind of what I would call a late arriving crowd, but the stands are filling up pretty quick. I think we're in store for a great match, Qualk.
There's a look at some of the faithful that have come out today. Florida State will control to begin things. Of course, the Seminoles in the gold unis, the Tigers in the purple here on a gorgeous Friday afternoon. Florida State controls in the back. Clemson applying a little pressure. This will be a throw in here in the attacking third.
Yeah, I think talking to both of these coaching staffs, these are both teams that will want to press and look for those opportunities. It's going to be tough to sustain that for 90 minutes in this type of weather, but you can see a moment there where Clemson elected to press and was able to win a throw-in.
Another throw for the Tigers here. This is Danny Davis in traffic. Taken away. The Noles love to counter. A lot of space out in front. Beata Olson tracked down from behind. And a whistle. And an early yellow card for Hal Hirschfeld.
Now that seems a bit harsh for the moment there. I looked like she made a play on the ball. We'll have to see if she got a handful of the jersey, but you're talking, it's not like she's the, I don't know. It certainly can be a foul, but I don't know if yellow card is fair.
I'll tell you this, if that's the tone that's being set a minute in, then we're in for some fireworks today.
Well, we've always talked about that, right? It's easier to be very firm in the beginning when you're officiating a match like this rather than being lax and then trying to tighten it up.
Clemson's 8th yellow card of the season. This will be Huff taking the kick, and there's Makowitz.
And she quickly throws out to Tobia.
Deflected out by Ran Ey. Clemson a throw right in front of the bench for Danny Davis. Bornkamp has it stolen away. Now Florida State will control around the midfield stripe. Beautiful ball work. Back to the middle. This is Huff. Shot wide.
And nicely done by Florida State there.
Man in charge of Florida State, Brian Pinsky. Well, his resume is chock full of wins and titles. ACC Tournament Championship last year. He's the only head coach to win championships in both the ACC and SEC, and he has got Florida State with the arrow pointed straight up.
Yeah, a little bit of a dream season there. First season, ACC title, and losing in the semifinals of the national tournament. Mark Krikorian laid such a good foundation there and really put Florida State on the map. He walked into a dream scenario. He's done well.
Foul whistled against Clemson. Taylor Huff went down. So he's going to take it. Looks like it'll be Heather Gilchrist. Sophomore from Boulder, Colorado. She gets the feed back. Tigers will clear it. Florida State comfortable being a little patient here early on, but opportunistic, I would say, this Florida State team. They're not going to overwhelm you with shot totals, but they make the most of their chances, Kevin.
Yeah, and I think they, much like this Clemson team, they will want to impose their will on their opponent. I think one little storyline already to watch, Qualk, is you're going to have to keep an eye on Hirschfeld. She's a physical player, and she's sitting on that early yellow card. You have to be very careful.
We were talking to Brian Pinsky yesterday, and one of the things he kept saying over and over again was remarking about the physical play of Clemson and how for his team, they're a physical group, but you've got to be willing to play with physicality at an extra dose against this Clemson team. And especially with older players like Hirschfeld and Bornkamp that are just physically imposing like that.
I think that's a fair statement.
Taken away. Good defending over there, Caroline Conti. As a look at Eddie Brodwanski, 13 years at Clemson, Coach of the Year, and 9 straight NCAA tournaments. The consistency, this may possibly be his best team, but he has managed to raise the floor significantly for this Clemson program. It's a big accomplishment.
Yeah, he's done well, and I think his desire to make a deep run again in the NCAA tournament is there.
Now, this is a Clemson program. Took him a couple of years to kind of get things rolling, but as we said, now he's really done a good job of establishing the discipline and the ability to turn the roster over and continue to play well and establish a style of play now. Right? Clemson's got a brand. It's not just, you know, winning every now and again, but it's a way of playing that people understand and that causes them to be a problem.
That's right, Quack. Opportunity here for Tatum Short.
Here comes Tatum on the left side. Can Clemson strike quickly here early? Nice ball in. Opportunity. Finds the corner.
Oh, what a terrific ball that Tatum Short played in for Caroline Conti. I immediately looked to the assistant referee, but the flag stayed down. And there's your opener just 6 minutes in.
We talked about Florida State as a quick strike unit, but it's Conti. Clemson able to take the ball away. And in just a few moments, set up a beautiful chance, and Conti puts it home and gives Clemson the early lead.
Yeah, just look at her movement here. She recognizes where that line is. Good first touch, and just cool in the finish.
As she knew it. Right off her foot, she knows it's good.
Well, it's a very similar goal to her first goal of the year. That's just clever, intelligent movement. She's an attacking mid, playing the role as that 10, but you want to be able to get forward. But you have to talk about the quality of ball from the freshman Tatum Short.
21 career goals now for Caroline Conti. That's her second of the year. For Short, that's her second assist. And like you said, the composure of a young player. You've got a lot of space, but not trying to do too much.
Well, most players coming across would be immediately looking for that shot.
This is promising. This is Jordan Dudley. Pass deflected. Left foot off the bar. Fantastic chance created there by Jody Brown. That's what Florida State can do.
Well, I've always been a big believer of the moments when your concentration lags the most, or the 5 minutes at the end and the start of each half and 5 minutes after a goal.
So close.
I think Makowitz felt that was high, didn't make a play for it.
This is Bornkamp. Stolen away.
Oh, that's clever.
Ball finds its way to Tobia. Now Florida State gets it back. This is Brown. Up ahead. Taylor Huff. Nobody home.
It's well done from Danny Davis.
One thing I love about this Clemson team, we talked about this with Florida State too, particularly 2 transfers for Florida State. They've done a lot of heavy lifting. For Clemson, they've got older players as Bornkamp goes down. Older players combined with these freshmen that have come in and made significant impacts.
Yeah, it's a big impact.
There's one of them, Davis. Back to Harper White, a 5th-year senior. Bornkamp plays it back, and Tigers able to keep it. There's Hirschfeld. Gets it across.
I think that was a little foul there on Renee Lyles. Good decision by the referee. He played the advantage.
McKenna Morris up the wing. Looking for an angle to cross it. Solid defending there by the Noles.
Yeah, and that's just good patience from McKenna Morris.
Clemson the early lead, not content to keep it at 1. This is White. Gets it back. Little bit too strong, a really nifty give and go there. It sets up a corner kick.
Yeah, and Ron Eway makes a good decision there. Gets a little touch on it, just eliminates the danger. And now you've got Toby on that corner kick. Good run.
Clemson averages over 8 corner kicks a game. This is where they are so dangerous. And it'll be another corner kick, a deflection there off of Hirschfeld. And an errant hit. This is what we were talking about with the freshmen. We're about 10 minutes into action here. Here they are, Davis, Tobia, and Short. And look at that, 14 of the 24 Clemson goals, they've had some sort of a hand in. It's remarkable that they've been able to have that sort of impact.
and it's awesome because they have Megan Bornkamp playing in a new role as a center forward, and then you've got Toby on one side, Tatum Short on the other side, and then Danny Davis has played a number of different roles from holding mid to center back, and now she's kind of found herself at that inverted right back role. And kind of run out of superlatives talking about those 3 young ladies.
Renee Lyles in the middle. Clemson enjoying the run of possession the first 10+ minutes of play. White again, an opportunity to carry the ball far and up over the top. Opportunity a bit high. Renee Lyles able to get in behind. That's 2 times that Florida State's line maybe not quite as crisp as it needs to be there in the back.
Yeah, you're looking for Roque and a little bit of communication, cut that space. You would usually see her come off her line. Renee Lyles was only 6 yards from the inline when she hit that.
This is Christina Roque. Boy, we talked about Makowitz. It doesn't get a whole lot better than these 2 goalkeepers going at each other. Roque's boot sends it to midfield. She's a senior from Winter Garden, Florida, that's had quite a bit of success in her career keeping opponents off the scoreboard.
Yeah, it's just very, very good. Just not just the shot stopper, but watching her in warm-ups too. Strikes the ball so clean. Her distribution, her feet, so good.
Bornkamp sends it back.
And these are the moments that Clemson is so methodical. They will take their time until they get the picture they want, building out of the back. They're comfortable playing Makowitz's feet.
Harper White made several long runs here in the early going. A little bit of a different tactic already from Florida State, starting to press that front line just a little bit more.
Yeah, you've just got to be opportunistic there and recognize those transitional moments of when you have a good chance to press and be successful, and other times when you have to recognize it would just be wasted energy and you could be played out. But, you know, so a hard thing to coach with a center back like that. You want your center back in Harper White's situation to have the courage to take that step and break that first line on the dribble, which she did a few minutes ago and nearly scored a goal. And then that situation, you can get in a little bit of trouble.
50-50 ball in the air, and it looked like maybe Eka Genie just couldn't quite corral it.
Just last touch was a little heavy there.
This will be a throw for Clemson. Davis with it. Throw here on the near side. Finally just gets it in. Looking to maybe have a little more of an attacking throw there, but Florida State did a good job shutting down the angle. Hirschfeld all the way across.
That's a terrific idea for her to change the point of attack.
Here comes the speed.
Danger here.
Up the right side, just wide off the right foot of Huff. This is what we knew about Taylor Huff. She can change the game by herself.
Yeah, and she does a good job making that run out of midfield. So important to track that runner when they come out of midfield and give forward. It's a transitional moment. Just plays it around her. She didn't miss by much,
inches.
did she?
No.
Looked like Makowitz had it covered, but
Huff, a couple of game-winning goals on their Texas swing. Start the year against Texas A&M and TCU. Not only that, she's got a team-high 5 assists on the year. Clemson able to flip the field. Davis up ahead, nobody there.
it's a good no call there.
Bornkamp finds Davis. Keeps it in, but that'll trickle all the way to Roque.
And you can already see Clemson, although the press isn't heavy, they are certainly one to dictate Florida State building out of that left side. They're keeping the ball off of Sophia Wynn's foot early. They're looking for the ball to be built through Eway on the left. Danger.
Dealt with by Roque, but Clemson still able to attack a bit. Toby across and headed away. Chance for Lyles if she wants it. That's popped up. That's Nesbitt. Calm, cool, and collected in there. Dudley plays it back, and now Florida State will regroup a bit. Dudley up the middle. Again, pressure put on there by Jody Brown.
And nicely handled from Mackenzie Duff there.
Scramble for the ball there. Bornkamp really tangled up with Sophia Wynn.
I think she was appealing for some type of obstruction call there. They got tangled up, and she looked like she was quicker to make a play on it.
You know, you mentioned just needing a little more time. We need to know what that yellow card that Hal Hirschfeld took in the first minute, what that's going to do. We haven't seen another foul whistled in the next 16 minutes of play.
It's been a pretty open game, hasn't it?
Sure has. Lyles has it. Tigers trying to attack wide. And taken away. That's really good defending there by Florida State. That's 7. Randy Y.
Yep.
Another look at this.
Toby is slow to get up. I think she's caught her a little bit in the shin.
And now a stoppage here.
Not really sure what that was about.
Yeah, not really sure.
Just having a word with one of the Florida State coaching staff members.
Everybody understands each other.
And the only thing I can think is perhaps he was outside of the technical area.
This is Morris. Hirschfeld swings it right. Davis. Tobia gives it back. Cross. Deflected. Bornkamp. Now the response. Goal!
McKenna Morris absolutely smashed that, didn't she?
What a boot from Morris right at the edge of the 18, and it's Clemson with a multi-goal lead in the early going. Wow.
Well, that fell favorably for her, but credit to McKenna Morris. She put her foot through that, and that thing was on a rope just to find that near post. Initially, I thought it went wide. Wow.
The play that started it was Tobia getting the ball to the line.
Yeah, Danny Davis gets it on the replay, comes out, it gets cleared there. What a strike.
They may look at this here, and that looks like what they're doing.
The only thing I can think he's looking for is if there was a Clemson player that was in an offside position that potentially shielded the goalkeeper in that moment. That's purely speculation, but I think that's the only reason they would look to disallow it.
It was pretty cut and dry from there. There we go. That's good.
Well, if you told me 30 minutes ago that Clemson would be sitting on a 2-0 lead in the 27th minute, I'm not sure I would have believed you, Qualk, but what a strike from Morris.
Boy, that thing had some pace. That was hit hard enough that Roque gets her paws on it. She get two hands on it, couldn't stop it.
Well, she struck that pure, and that is such a hard ball coming at you to just keep down and keep it on frame. And not only that, but so hard to save when it's in the bottom corner.
5th goal of the year for McKenna Morris.
Now Florida State has the firepower, the individual talent to pull a goal back any moment. I think it's important for Clemson to keep the tempo high, the intensity high, have the commitment to defending here.
You know, I was just thinking the same thing. That's a Florida State team that in 4 of their first 5 matches this year has scored 2 goals or more.
Yeah, and you've seen the moments where they can be so dangerous individually.
This is Tobia. Taken away. Good hustle there by Nesbitt. Boy, Tobia, really a firecracker coming off that back line.
I think the thing that's most impressive to me about Tobia is she has no care of who she's faced up against. She will go at players.
Cleared away. The Tigers will regroup through Makowitz. Early 2-0 lead for Clemson in this top 10 battle in the ACC. Harper White with pace. Over on the wing. Tatum short. Cross. Deflected. And another corner kick for Clemson coming up. Boy, Tigers just relentless in attack right now, and everything they're looking toward, they're getting.
Yeah, that's the moment we talked about, the center back having the courage to take that ball on the run. That's all Harper White getting forward. She finds short puts a good ball in.
Left foot high, parried away. And another shot here for Tobia out of the corner.
Yeah, Roque elects to punch that. I'll have to get a look at the replay. I thought she may have grabbed that, but under a lot of pressure from Caroline Conti there.
Another one high. Conti pulls it down, and that'll be a goal kick for the Seminoles.
Yeah, Caroline Conti could have actually made a play on that. I think she thought that it was a corner kick.
Here's a look at Hallie Makowitz. She is the reigning Defensive Player of the Week in the ACC. And not only that, she has been a real tone setter defensively in the nation. I mean, look at those stats. Just an unbelievable job thus far for the veteran.
Yeah, she had a great week last week. We referenced that win over a ranked Arkansas team here in a top 10 matchup, and then she goes on the road and has a couple of big saves to preserve the draw at Georgia.
Nice work. This is Dudley down the left side. Opportunity, cross, and headed away. This will be Clemson ball right there. Ekagini had a chance maybe to take it, played it in, and then things went awry a bit for the Noles on that attack.
Yeah, not sure what he called there. I think maybe perhaps handball. Didn't see a flag go up, so it must have been inadvertent.
Foul whistled there on Dudley, it appears. Morris sends it forward. Conti gets it back to her. Clemson with 4 shots, 2 on frame. Both have found the back of the net so far. Only 2 shots on goal either side in this game. Boy, pretty good footwork there by Flynn. I thought she got crossed up and it was going to be danger.
Yeah, it's a good look from Harper White. Something a little bit different, trying to just play behind that Florida State line, and Flynn retreating, was able to cut out that pass.
There's a look at White.
Oh, she's been so good for this Clemson back line all year. So, her veteran leadership.
Clemson able to take it away in the corner.
It's a really good job breaking pressure from Clemson.
Lyles. Bornkamp gives it away. Here comes the counter. This is Huff to the right. Shot deflected. Makowitz is there.
Well, you can't let Taylor Huff run free, and that time I think she found Jody Brown so dangerous. But look at the recognition of the danger from Makowitz. She sees it, she comes out, makes herself big, and gets enough of it to put it out for a corner.
Yeah, Brown for sure thought she was going to have a shot there. You're right. Florida State can go to from 0 to 100 on the attack. I mean, right now.
Your focus cannot waver. You have to be switched on at all times.
Left boot, high and into the middle of the box. EY back to the middle. Wynn sends it across. Now in. Huff. Wow, batted away by Makowitz. What a dangerous strike by Huff there. My goodness.
Well, it looked a little harmless, and all of a sudden it looked like it started to drift to that top corner. She's just shaping it in there.
Boy, that was a very good shot.
Look, she gets it with the correct hand. The highest hand gets to it. That's a heck of a save right there.
That's a great look at the ball. Oh, yeah, that was sneaking in. Again, pressure applied by Florida State. Pressure continues. Left foot in from EY. Off the post and into the back.
Florida State pulls one back. Looks like just a little bit of miscommunication there.
That was a weird-looking ball in. Looked like it startled everybody the way it sort of bounced off the post. And a great job by Jordan Dudley to finish it.
Yeah, it almost looked like the Clemson back line was looking for that flag to come up. It doesn't come up, and kind of bounces favorably off the post. Right to Dudley.
Right over the top of Makowitz. Able to get the right foot on it. That's great concentration by Dudley, too.
Yeah, stay in the moment, stay engaged.
Third goal of the year. Now Clemson not done. Cleared away. Boy, these two teams on the accelerator here.
Oh, Qualk, you thought you were going to see some fireworks tonight. It's not disappointed so far.
Not in the least. We got a long way to go in this one. Man, oh man. And a foul whistled. It'll be Florida State ball. Talked about Clemson with the 2 shots on goal in the game. Florida State with 3 in a matter of just a couple of minutes. We knew they would apply some resistance here, and they certainly have responded well after falling behind by 2 goals. Deflected, and it'll be a throw for Clemson. Good defending that time. Conti was on it.
It's just such a good job of tracking back as an attacking midfielder.
Nice little flick there, and the ball ends up near side. This is Davis.
Good combination play from Clemson there.
Davis sends it forward. A turn. Renee Lyles high.
It's a good run out of midfield from Renee Lyles. I think Bornkamp was looking for her to cut it back.
A little too much pace. These two teams in the top 8, far from alone in the ACC. 6 teams not pictured there. Pittsburgh also in the receiving votes category, so if you thought it was just the top 6, you'd be mistaken. Just a deep and a very talented conference.
Yeah, it's always reflected in that national poll, and those teams will shuffle around, but I think it's pretty routine to see 6 or 7 ACC teams in that top 25 poll.
Now you saw in that picture, you saw Florida State at 4, you saw Clemson at 8. North Carolina sitting up there right near the top of the poll. And it's interesting, you know, Florida State's a defending tournament champions. They return a lot. They brought in some transfers. And I asked Brian Pinsky about that. North Carolina's sort of the overwhelming favorite to win it. And he didn't say his team felt a little disrespected, but he did not say that either. And you know what? It wasn't like they were picked 5th. They were picked 2nd. They got a couple of first-place votes. But you could tell that's been sort of a point of contention that they've internally been able to channel for their benefit.
Yeah, of course, anything that could be locker room material, right? Maybe feel a little disrespected in the coaches poll and use that as motivation. I think Coach Prime is doing the same thing at Colorado, right? Any little perceived slight?
And if you don't have one, just make one up out of thin air.
Hey, it's what Michael Jordan used to do.
That's right. That's right. Sure as heck worked for him. Substitution for Florida State. First time either team has gone to the bench. Willie Farrakas in the game. Here's a look at what we're talking about now. Again, you know, North Carolina, established program, several established programs in the league. I think Florida State probably should start giving maybe a little more benefit of the doubt. 3 championships in 9 years. Look at that, 14 ACC trophies in 12 years. You don't have to be a math major to figure out that's more than 1 a year. We're talking regular season and conference tournament championships. this has been the best program in the ACC in the last decade, and I feel like that goes unnoticed by casual fans a lot of the time.
Well, they are certainly in that rarefied air. That is the bluest of the blue bloods for women's college soccer, and to have that sustained success is just remarkable.
This will be a goal kick for Clemson. As we say, you know, both these teams, one of the reasons they're evenly matched, we know what Florida State can do, but Eddie Rabwanski thinks this may be his best team. One of the reasons why, veterans like McKenna Morris defending like that.
And for me, this team has a lot of depth this year. You know, the level of play doesn't seem to drop off that much when they go to that bench.
Emily Bruff into the game for the Tigers. Sammy Meredith as well for Lyles and Bornkamp. Florida State, we talked about Farkas, 17. Amelia Van Zanten also into action. And a whistle and an offside call.
Yeah, Beata Olsen just coming from an offside position there.
And Olsen there, a little bit of frustration. Kicked it to the keeper, and the Tigers were like, wait a minute.
I think there's generally some confusion about how far back it was for the offside.
Chance here for the Noles. This is Brown. Plays it off. Hirschfeld clears it away, and a foul called. Boy, a gutty defending by Hal Hirschfeld in the box.
And that was Olsen again getting involved. And, you know, to me, she's in a vulnerable position as she clears that. And, you know, if you're gonna look for the yellow card early, I think that potentially just a little push, really vulnerable. It's a dangerous situation.
Lily Farkas had a chance at a shot there if Hirschfeld's not able to get that sucker away. Roque gonna feed it right. One finds the foot of Morris. Defender down, no call. Tigers able to play, and a misread on that give.
Yes, Sammy Meredith was just looking to link up with Emily Bruff there.
Bruff gets it and gives it. Tobia in the middle, left footer, a little high.
That's a good look from Tobia, you know, showing some deception. She's driven to the inline, to the outside a couple of times. Why not have a look where you cut inside and have a go yourself? She just fails to get over that enough to keep it down and put it on frame.
Both teams you see there, 6 shots apiece. Substitutions as, boy, fatigue really starting to set in, and for good reason for some of these starters. With less than 11 minutes to play in the first. Fresh legs for the stretch run before halftime. This is Bruff. To the right and taken away. Again, good defending in there, the swarm of Florida State.
I couldn't tell if that was Flynn that cut that out, but good 1v1 defending on Bruff to deny her an opportunity.
Caitlin Zippai able to get it across the way. Again, a nice run. Right side. Ekagini. A little bit wide.
Boy, Taylor Huff is just popping up everywhere, isn't she? She's constantly finding herself on the ball.
Yeah, she's been a problem for Clemson since the outset. No doubt about it. Florida State. Again to the attacking third. There's Huff again looking inside. Hirschfeld to the right side. That's Emma Winter. Just checked in. Meredith. Back to Winter. Avoids a tackle. Harper White again, willing to keep it at her foot. Davis. And brings it back out. Not sure Hirschfeld knew Mackenzie Duff was back there.
Clemson does such a nice job of changing the tempo of the game.
This game has had various moments of breakneck pace, but right now a bit of a leisurely stroll for the Tigers with possession. They've had it for a good while.
And they're content to keep the ball, swing it around the back until they get a picture they're looking for when they can go forward and break those lines.
White, dangerous, and could not find Winter. Florida State gets a gift of possession that time. Stick with us at halftime. Here from Eddie Rawanski. We'll get you caught up on what you might have missed. And if you're just joining us, you missed quite a bit. In fact, I would encourage you. It's almost like must-see TV to stick around for halftime to make sure you get everything.
All right, Clemson jumped out to an early 2-0 lead, and then Florida State grabbed one back to pull within one.
Meredith and Bruff. Aggressive challenge there, and it'll be Florida State ball on the whistle. Pretty good strength there for Lauren Flynn to keep possession against a double team. Flynn, nice ball. Nesbitt. Van Zanten. One-on-one. Ekagini and Morris.
Good discipline from Morris there.
Deflection, and Ekagini knew she was offside there.
Ooh, that was close.
That was very close.
I think Harper may have kept her on if she'd gotten a touch on that.
This is a look at Clemson now. I talked to Eddie Rawanski in the preseason, and you could tell he was very high on his team. The rest of the nation needed to see a little bit. Well, you see how quickly the Tigers have run up through and now sitting at number 8 after just a month's worth of play, where they were sitting right at the bottom of the USC poll.
Yeah, I mean, you have the tie early with South Carolina, which was a top 25 team there, and then the trip out west to play Utah and Utah Valley, and you turn around and you have a big emotional win over a very good Arkansas team.
You know, it is interesting. You look at these two teams, you know, Florida State and Clemson have had, I would say, similar starts to the season. Clemson's played a couple more matches, but you've had sort of a westward swing. Clemson played 2 in Utah. Florida State played 2 against Texas. Hard-fought results against rivals. Florida State just got a late 1-0 win over Florida. Clemson, of course, big match with South Carolina right at the top. And they've been able to handle the overmatched opponents on the schedule.
I think that's the thing, too. They are both scheduling for the long term to see how they measure up in conference, get some tough early games to where your team is a little battle-tested before you go into conference play.
First offside whistled against Clemson. Thing I love about Florida State, they don't take a ton of ill-advised chances, but it's like a shark smelling blood in the water.
Well, they're clinical when they do snatch their opportunities, aren't they?
At the snap of a finger, they go from holding possession to seeking a goal. Heather Gilchrist, an opportunity to chart the course.
I think it's important for both of these teams to really stay locked in here the last 3.5 minutes.
Clemson a takeaway. Winner. And it's cleared away. Bruff was there, didn't really have the angle. A good job by Winner to step in and give Clemson a chance to make a run here.
Yeah, Bruff was looking for the pass earlier, but intelligent defending from Florida State. They just conceded the space and dropped off, didn't force a decision. And then the passing seam had closed by the time Winner made the pass.
And a throw for Clemson. Davis sends it into White. Now Florida State going to ratchet up the pressure just a little bit. Dangerous there.
Well, you got to picture the closing speed there, didn't you? Mackenzie Duff was nearly caught in possession. I think that was that Farrakis that nearly snatched the ball out of there.
Dangerous. Another throw for Florida State here in the final couple of minutes before halftime. We'll see if the Seminoles can create a chance here. Waning moments of the half. You feel like both teams maybe have one more chance in them. Gilchrist. Up into the middle. Dangerous ball. Chance to square it. And they will.
Wow.
Just like that, we're tied again. Maria Alagoa.
What a run there. The timing of the run was exceptional. To stay in an onside position. It's really close though, wasn't it?
It was very close. Alagoa sneaks it by Makowicz. First goal of the season for the junior from Portugal.
Yeah, the presence of mind to recognize you could just be played with the inside of the foot there. You don't have to put your laces through that one.
We said both teams probably have a chance. We'll see if Clemson can respond with one here. Bruff nudges it forward, but again, the defending of Nesbitt.
That's nicely done from Nesbitt there.
Ball played wide. This is Huff. Alagoa once again. Florida State. Chance to take the lead. Goes begging. Winner taken down. Nice tackle there by Nesbitt.
It's a really good tackle there.
All right, here's another look at Alagoa. You mentioned how close it was, Kevin.
Yeah, you can
See the judge. There she is.
Harper White is just a little bit deeper than Mackenzie Duff there, but the timing of her run was so good. she found herself free and didn't make a mistake with the finish.
Meredith, first one of the ball. Clemson will be content to let this one go without a throw in to halftime. Well, these two teams have given us 45 minutes of what we asked for. And we're tied at 2 apiece as these teams head into the lock. First 5, last 5. So important. Clemson clearly won the first 5 minutes of the first half. Florida State won the last 5. This 5 minutes could be the decider right here.
Yeah, and I think that this is where you're going to get an early picture of how teams adjust. We'll see if Florida State can continue to shut those runs down in midfield. We'll see if Clemson will continue to try to make Florida State play out of that left side rather than the right side.
Tigers, it's interesting. 2 shots on goal. We talked about how good Roque is. She's not stopped one yet, but you know, you look on the other side, Hallie Makowitz has been under siege a little bit. 4 shots on goal. She's been able to stop 2, but let 2 go by.
Yeah, she had a couple that were, she had the one where she got her hand to it and pushed it out of that top corner. It just doesn't feel like this is going to stay 2-2, does it, Qualk?
No, it does not. Both teams have done a great job maximizing opportunities. Clemson's got one here. This is Tobia, the talented freshman. Lost her footing just a bit, and it's sent away. Emily Bruff getting the start in the second half. Gets it back. Conti pushes it off. Tobia, it's deflected, and it'll be under the control of Florida State. This is Lauren Flynn out of the back. Throw in for Florida State there. Miscommunication there with Davis.
Yeah, I think Caroline Conti recognized she was perhaps in an offside position there, didn't want to make a play on it. Would rather concede the throw in rather than the free kick.
Nice turn that time for Florida State. Nice run forward. First one to it, though, out of the back for Clemson, Mackenzie Duff.
And you can see the indecision on Hallie Makowitz's part. She looked like she wanted to come for that early through ball. I think she probably could have got there, but she thought the better of it. Decided to stay on her line as Duff put it out of play.
That's one thing about having 2 goalkeepers like we're seeing today. Those decisions in a moment, you can only make those well if you've done it a million times. If you're a freshman back there, a lot of times you're in between decisions and you're not comfortable.
Right, repetition and experience breeds confidence always. Good job from Emily Bruff to track back on Taylor Huff there, enough to slow her down and allow Clemson to get behind the ball.
Yeah, the same thing you were talking about with Coach Penske there about Clemson making runs in the middle. I'm sure Eddie Radwanski had similar thoughts about keeping Huff under wraps in the second half.
Well, I think that would have been one of my main coaching points, is she seemed to pop up on the ball everywhere, in midfield, out wide, running beyond. Just really, really dangerous player.
High off the head of Dudley. She takes a shot just a bit high. How many of those have we seen either hit or skirt the crossbar?
Well, it was kind of an awkward moment. It looked like it was fairly harmless, and what a first touch she does to just roof that and come around it.
That's how deep this Florida State team is. Dudley 4th on the team in scoring, tied for 3rd in goals. She's on the scouting report for sure, but boy, she has been electric today.
Yeah, there she is again, putting a nice ball in.
Ekagini. That's gobbled up by Makowitz. Deflected out by Short. Pressure applied that time by Sophia Wynn.
Looked like Sophia Wynn was going for the nutmeg there.
Freshman from Pensacola, Florida. Gets the throw back. Good patience that time by Brown. Gets it off to the side. Cross, and Makowitz snags it.
I think that's one of Makowitz's strengths. Good timing. Goes up and gets it at her highest point and is able to hold it.
Nice ball through for Conti in the middle. Behind Bruff.
Yeah, I think that was intended for Bruff rather than Tobia wide.
Well, he said the first 5 minutes might be the decider. I'm going to take that back. And both teams have really come out, played even through the first couple of possessions either way.
You can see Clemson playing high, trying to make it predictable. Tatum Short has to close that. That's a situation. Pressing, you just, when you're a step too late, you allow that player to get their head up and look to play forward. Oh, dear.
Oh, a misplay. And an opportunity. Florida State takes the lead. Beata Olson takes the gift. And it's 3-2 Seminoles.
Well, Beata Olson there in that moment is not going to make a mistake. A player of her quality. You can see just Mackenzie Duff elects to play one touch there. I think that's a moment where you have a time to take a touch to settle that, and just takes her eye off the ball for a second.
Three consecutive goals for the Seminoles in less than 26 minutes of game time.
Well, talking to Coach Penske at halftime, we got a sense of how Florida State reacted to adversity and going down by multiple goals. I think Coach Radwanski is going to learn a little bit about his Clemson team here, with Clemson going down a goal here early in the second half.
That's the second goal of the year for Olson, too, by the way. She's got it again, but Morris dispossesses her. Now Bornkamp up ahead. Again, Florida State. Boy, there were so many openings for Clemson to make runs early in this match. And over time, that Florida State back line, it seems, has gotten on the same page and really put the clamps on Clemson's ability to find space in the attacking third.
Yeah, as we just talked about, it's such a game of momentum back and forth. And, you know, Qualk, that's what I love about soccer, love about football, is the unpredictability of it, right? 30 minutes ago, it looked like Clemson was just cruising 2-0. And now Florida State's clawed their way back into this thing, scored some quality goals, and now they're leading here with just over 37 minutes left to play.
Harper White, she was impactful, and that's going to be a yellow card. A bit too aggressive there, trying to take the ball from Jody Brown. Second yellow card issued to the Tigers this afternoon. Hirschfeld, of course, got the one about a minute into the first half.
You can see just her last touch here is a little heavy. She's trying to retain possession. A little late on the challenge.
By the way, we should note, I know it's early in the season. This game is, or it was 2-2 at the half. These teams scored 4 goals combined. They had given up 4 goals combined the entire season coming in.
Yeah, how do you wrap your head around that? Is it just that despite how good they are defensively, on the flip side, they have dynamic players who can punish teams and score goals?
Well, quite honestly, it's what you would expect from a top 10 matchup.
Yep.
Able to put a little different level of pressure on each other that opponents maybe not in the top 10 or not quite as experienced aren't able to do, as there's a foul whistle against Florida State.
Cagini there just taking a chance. You can see it's just slightly. She's appealing for shoulder to shoulder, but you can tell she's just in that back shoulder blade of Al Hirschfeld as she's playing the ball.
Makowitz sends it high. Throw in for Clemson.
It's been a nice little duel here on this flank with Sophia Wynn and Tatum Short competing against one another.
They're going to be competing for a long time in the ACC. Two freshmen going at it.
High quality players starting for these respective teams.
Almost a giveaway there for Florida State. A good job to stay with it by Nesbitt, because I think Conti was looking at a chance there.
It's well done from Harper Wright to come forward and win that ball off of Cagini.
Says Short for Bornkamp. Boy, Bornkamp's been quiet today.
In all fairness, Clemson, I think one of her strengths is that center forward is playing with her back to goal. She hasn't gotten a lot of service. Clemson's had a lot of joy on the flanks. That's well read, isn't it?
Sure was, and now Hirschfeld goes down, and there's a foul. Boy, good defending, I would say, both ways there. And Hirschfeld's going, hey, I got to yell it for that.
Yeah, I think she's feeling a little hard done by. But, you know, I think she has an argument there. It's not just that infraction, as she was just fouled less than 2 minutes ago. Perhaps she feels a little targeted. She does well to win the ball there.
Yeah, she may have a gripe there. I don't know how she got around.
Oh, my.
Opportunity here. And a goal kick coming. Caroline Conti all of a sudden.
I showed her quickness there and forced the issue with that Florida State back line. I think that was Gilchrist coming forward to clear that.
Something tells me you're going to see a lot more jockeying for position. This has been a pretty free-flowing game, but fatigue and the situation are going to lend itself to some pretty physical play on balls in the air, I would imagine. This will be a throw from the corner.
Sophia Wynn coming forward on the overlapping run there. Good patience for Jody Brown to let that develop.
And an offside call. Here's a look at the ACC players on the Mac Herman watch list. A little quick math lesson here. 8 names on this little graphic. 4 are playing in this game. You see the talent at Florida State. I think you've got Megan Bornkamp for the Tigers on here as well.
Yeah, and you can't argue with any of it. I think all of those 4 have shown well for both of these teams. For me, early voting, I think Taylor Huff has been exceptional.
Yeah, you've seen some brilliance from every one of those players tonight to some degree. No angle for Davis to get it in. Still looking. Clemson having to deal with it. It does find Makowitz. The pressure applied by Olsen. She almost got another one out in space. Ball four, that's pretty.
Yeah, and that's that moment we were talking about just a few minutes ago. That's what you need Bornkamp to do as that target forward. Be able to pin the ball and bring others into play.
Danny Davis dispossessed. That's good defending there in the corner. It'll be a goal kick.
I think if you're Coach Penske, what you love about that is that's your left wing coming all the way back and defending on your inline. Tracking that right back for Clemson getting forward.
And Jordan Dudley, she's got a goal today, and she has made an impact at every level. Florida State looking to push, and they will. White gets it away. Dangerous ball that almost found the foot of Olsen.
Well, the quality of that attack from Florida State there, just forward runs, combination play, good ball in behind. But the blue-collar work rate of Harper White just getting a foot in at the last minute and putting it out of danger.
Left foot on the ball, low, and that'll be out for another corner.
Jody Brown just trying to flick that on, but good defensive work from Harper White to put it out of play again.
This is Huff, right foot. And a chance here for Clemson. Can they get bodies forward? Not enough. And a foul called there. Huff going after Tobia just a little bit. Are they going to get Tobia? They are going to book her. Fans not going to like it. I'm not sure she got her for the first foul. I think it was after the whistle, the contact here, Kevin.
Yeah, you see the first contact there, and then the whistle comes now, and it's just, I think it's the second one that does Tobia in there.
Heather Gilchrist making sure everybody's where they're supposed to be. High into the box. Nesbitt back to win. Headed away and offside call.
I think Jordan Dudley was just in an offside position. Sophia Wynn's just trying to clip a little ball in behind that Clemson back line.
Nice run. The left foot high and wide.
And again, who pops up and wins that initial ball and make the run?
It's Huff.
It's Taylor Huff.
The transfer from Tennessee doing it all.
Look at her commitment to get forward.
Florida State, we talked about their perfect start to the season. There you see the look at it. You got BYU, you got Florida State, you got Liberty. That's it. Really difficult to do, especially with the schedule Florida State's played. It's not like they've played a handful of cream puffs here. Again, they went to Texas and played a couple of matches, including national ranked team in TCU. They've already won a rivalry matchup against Florida, and here today, they're taking on the number 8 team in the country.
Well, my question would be is what does Liberty have to do? How many more do they have to win before you see a nice little number next to their name? 7-0 and still not in the top 25.
Now, you said it, not me, partner. Clemson just has not been able to have the organization necessary to build something forward really since the half. These last 20 minutes has been Florida State that's gotten the bulk of the chances.
Yeah, they've been able to find some space in between the lines, and nice little combination play like that to kind of unlock this Clemson defense.
Farkas sends it back. Nesbitt here. Says Flynn. Some room. Huff, nice ball in the middle. Touch. Shot saved by Makowitz. Oh boy.
Well, that's a big time save. I'm not sure that she wouldn't have found herself in an offside position anyway, but that's nicely done from Makowitz.
A little too strong off the left foot of Toby at that time. She made a long effort at that, and a throw in for the Tigers. Danger in a lot of ways.
Actually, I think that may have been fine because it looked like maybe Toby had the last touch there.
You saw the graphic. 4 saves for Clemson. Hallie Makowitz keeping her team in striking distance. Tigers have not had a shot on goal in almost 40 minutes.
Well, Kwok, I think you referenced it. It's the clinical vision for our state, right? 7 shots, 3 goals. Oh, my.
A little lean that time.
I think that's an easy call for the referee. I'm really having a hard time understanding how he doesn't call the first one.
Yeah, Brown locked up right there with McKenna Morris, and Morris didn't get the first call and kind of waited and waited to get one, a second, a third, a fourth time. That's something Florida State also hasn't done. And Brown a little bit upset at the call there. But Clemson really hasn't had free kick opportunities. This is a set piece where you might see Bornkamp get involved.
You're going to see Duff come forward. You're going to see Bornkamp.
Little high. All right, here's a look. This is well before the foul. This is what you thought should have been called.
Yeah, I thought that was an easy decision there, but Morris stays with it, and credit to Jody Brown. And then I'm not really sure what there's nothing there. That's just good defending from Jody Brown.
Well, I think that's probably why Brown was upset. When he get away with the initial contact.
I think that's fair.
Short couldn't quite get there. It's really the first time in a while we've seen extended action, and Clemson's attacking third goes to the point. Florida State with a 1-goal lead, and Clemson's really not been all that threatening about tying the score.
Well, just as you were talking in the first half, Kwok, it felt like if Florida State was just 1 or 2 passes away from really creating something, you kind of feel the same thing with this Clemson team too. You feel like at any moment they could start to change the rhythm and start to string some possession together.
Offside whistled against the Tigers.
I think the biggest thing for Clemson is, as you're clawing your way back into this, you have to be hyper-focused that you don't concede and go down by 2 goals against this dangerous Florida State team.
And we've seen it takes about 5 seconds for them to flip into attack mode and go down and get a goal. And the Tigers got a throw in and then sort of immediately give it back with an offside there.
Yeah, it's just really good awareness from Florida State to have that backline step in that moment.
Tobia. Cross, Bornkamp. Couldn't find it. Deflected and into the arms of Christina Roque.
Yeah, look at Tobia pounce on this ball. She whips in a dangerous serve. Roque comes out for it initially. Really fortunate bounce.
Florida State opportunity to counter here. Farkas. Nice ball handling there. Huff splits the 2. Knocked away. Boy, Tobia has been awfully active on the side there, and a foul called. And it's going to be a free kick here. That had potential to be a little dicey. Look at this. Tobia goes down, and watch what happens. You get the foul. Now watch.
I don't think there's any intent there, but
no.
You know, it's a counterattacking moment, and I think the only thing you can ask for is consistency in those moments. But I do have to say, if I'm a player, I'm looking to wind up a player who's on a yellow card.
Bornkamp flicked forward. Substitution here. Saw some good moments from Emma Winter in the first, and maybe Sidney Manerick also in for Danny Davis. You wonder if Eddie Rawanski sees the same thing there with Tobia. She has made a lot of runs, maybe a bit fatigued, but getting her off, let her take a deep breath and settle down a bit.
Yeah, I think that's a good call there. You can feel her frustration, and sometimes it's the game, sometimes it's the individual moments where perhaps you feel a little hard done by a call here, a call there, but good decision. And really for me, Emma Winter is a player that's come in and she will give Clemson a little bit of a spark. I think for Danny Davis, it's just get some fresh legs in there, get Manerick going.
Taken down. That's well played defensively and a corner kick, but again, Florida State puts the clamps down. Amelia Van Zanten on the wing.
And that's what you want of a player of Winter's quality. She comes on and immediately makes an impact and earns your team a corner kick, a set piece, such a dangerous situation. You can get your biggest players forward here. Mackenzie Duff, Hal Hirschfeld, Megan Bornkamp. Those are your targets.
High ball in, across. Clemson will keep. Across. On the left foot, Hirschfeld deflected away. Again, ball's in the air and cleared away. Throw in for Clemson now. Renee Lyles.
Well, and who was it on the clearance for Florida State? But again, Taylor Huff.
Good throw in there for Short. Now Lyles playing wide. Pressured. Nice flick there. Right to Alagoa, who just checked in. Now Florida State 2-on-2. Farkas sends it forward, but Nothing hurt there. Taken away. Good defending. That's Brown. Into the middle now. Farkas high. Just over 17 minutes remaining here at historic Riggs Field as you look at this one.
Yeah, against Jody Brown playing the ball in.
Clemson an early 2-0 lead. And it has been all Florida State since then. And a foul whistled against the Seminoles. Aggressive challenge there by Huff.
It's just comes through Conti's back a little bit.
White. Ball thrown forward, and again, good defending by Florida State. That back line has strengthened as time has gone on today. Clemson now with the chance. Bornkamp finds Conti with the right foot. Just wide.
That's good combination play. You can see Bornkamp immediately attracts attention, and Caroline Conti does a good job of just passing and moving, passing and moving. You can see she plays in, tees it up on that right foot, and she's just trying to shape it into that top corner. Not far off the mark, but quick little counterattack there from the Tigers.
Florida State a sub here. Ekagini is back in for Brown. So swapping attackers. Bornkamp at the top of the box. Little tardy for Conti. Bornkamp whistled for a foul. Clemson bench didn't like it. Ekagini, fresh legs. Feet, no, they did call the foul. I thought they were going to play on, but a foul whistled there.
All of a sudden, it feels like the game's gotten very choppy here, Qualk. Now you can see Conti just gets a little bit of Ekagini's leg there. She spun away.
Beata Olson in the 52nd minute gave Florida State the lead 3-2. Foul whistle there after the deflected shot. Now you see Lauren Flynn.
Yeah,
reckless there.
Making a big run forward there.
McKenna Morris, ball across the line. And Eddie Radwanski didn't like that.
A little tough to tell from this angle, but I think he's arguing the whole ball did not cross the plane of the touch line.
Leah Pace checking in now for Florida State. First time we've seen her today. Caitlin Zipai comes out. They go right down the right side. Alagoa had the equalizer in the first half. Throw in for the Seminoles. Florida State right now looking to monopolize possession if they can, and they can't. On the wing, Winter. Again, good defending one-on-one.
It's really nicely done from Eway. Cuts out the Clemson counterattack.
Out of bounds. You could tell these teams, boy, they have been playing hard. And a foul called there as Clemson will get a chance to kick it away. But you could tell it's becoming a little more difficult to finish these runs. The fatigue of the afternoon setting in. You can see the handball there. Huh?
Yeah, I think the tempo of this match has been so high, right? Two teams that pride themselves on how well they defend have gone out and attacked.
And I will say this, two well-conditioned teams. When you look at, we talked to Brian Pinsky yesterday. And he talked about how he has 22 players and he likes that size roster. Eddie Rabwanski's got 24. Very similar styles in terms of wanting to save individual attention for all the players on the team. And you look at it, these are not just wasted roster spots. There is usable depth on both of these teams.
Well, and both of these coaches have zero hesitation going into their bench. The quality of the players is one thing, but then the depth is impressive as well.
Morris has the ball deflected, and now the Seminoles can set something up here. Instead, they'll send it from the back. Morris again, right where she's supposed to be. Bornkamp could not get it.
That's really
this is Huff.
Hillcrest.
Cross from the right. Parker White. Again, the ball across. The rebound. And that's 4 straight goals for Florida State.
Well, that falls, fortunately for Ekagini, doesn't it? It just gets knocked right down. She takes it on the half volley, keeps it low. It's just point blank for Makowitz.
How many of the goals today have we seen off of rebounds?
Yeah, just look, it fell fortunately for. Much like McKenna Morris's goal, she does well to keep this low.
A couple of substitutions for Eddie Rabwanski, but the afternoon's getting late for the Tigers here at home. 2-0 start. The home crowd was raucous, and now you can hear a pin drop.
Well, I think this is where it's also a little bit of decision time too. Do you look at perhaps going with the back three and pushing another player forward into midfield or even on the front line? And regardless if you lose 4-2, 5-2, it doesn't matter. It's 0 points to open conference play. So do you make a decision and try to be a little bit riskier and equalize here? Somehow pull 2 goals back here in the last 9 minutes.
White. Up ahead to Sammy Meredith. Heather Gilchrist sends it forward and out of bounds. That's perfectly fine with Florida State at this juncture. Just thwart every challenge.
It's well done from Sidman Eric.
Nice pressure put on there. Morris a flick. A little bit behind the intended target. Maria Manusos had some space, but could have found her. Deflected there. Ekagini looking to give herself a chance, and a whistle. That's a foul on Ekagini.
Yeah, and to me, that one actually didn't look like it was a foul. That one looked shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah, I thought it was a good physical play there.
Yeah, you want your attacking players to take some of those risks. I think this is going to be a yellow card.
Yeah, Ekagini really crowding the space, and you hear the cheers from the crowd. Clemson with only 6 fouls in the game, but they've been grabbing a lot of yellows. It's the first yellow card for Florida State on foul number 11.
What's interesting about that is that seemed very deliberate on the part of Ekagini, so not really sure why.
Chance for another, hit the post.
Oof. She's going for that near post top corner. She nearly found it.
Makowitz and Clemson, not a lot of time here, but really not a whole lot of space to operate to get the kind of organized attack they're going to need to get a goal, and then they're going to have to do it again. Florida State, meanwhile, seems game to just thwart the opportunities, hold the ball, and press when they can.
Yeah, I think they've been successful in those moments of pressing, haven't they? Been able to make it difficult for Clemson to build out of the back.
Now the Tigers with a head of steam and missed 2 teammates. Manusos couldn't get there. She does get there, and a foul whistled. Boy, there Manusos gave it everything she had to get to the ball there and couldn't beat Wynn to it. Did beat Ekagini to it. This is Danny Davis. Time is of the essence here. Just a hair over 5 minutes to play. Tigers down a pair of goals. Morris deflected. Deflected, and a throw-in from the corner now for the Tigers. Emma Winter had a chance in space that time, and now the trigger to Meredith. Right on the line, and Florida State able to take it away. Again, great tandem defense by the Seminoles. A play-on situation. Looked like Hirschfeld maybe twisted her ankle there. You hope that's all it was.
It's just one of those where she was cutting out a pass, I think, and she just didn't quite have her ankle locked and hyperextended it a little.
She does not want to come out. I'm not sure she's going to get the final say on it. 4.5 minutes to play here.
Yeah, I think she's going to come off, and the game is certainly still in the balance with 4.5 minutes to play, but I think that's the right decision to pull her off for the good of the season.
We'll look at this.
Oh, yeah. She just landed on it awkwardly, didn't she? Hopefully for Coach Redwanski's side, that's just a slight sprain.
Beata Olsen in for Alagoa. for the Seminoles. Jody Brown back in, giving Huff a breather.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens here. I think Florida State actually played the ball out because of the injured player, but it's not Clemson's perception. Play on.
Dudley comes in for pace and immediately able to knock it out of bounds off a Tiger. She just whipped it off the leg of Winter. Under 4 to play. Tigers again, 1 shot on goal since about 18 minutes into action today. And meanwhile, Florida State has had 8 in that span.
Well, we talked to Coach Pinsky yesterday, Qualk, and apart from the X's and O's, he talked a lot about resilience and not only the realization, but the expectation that bad things can happen during seasons and during moments in a games. And I think he had prepared his team for a little pep talk on how to handle those moments of adversity.
You saw Hal Hirschfeld limping off. Boy, you want to talk about a heart and soul player. I don't think anybody in the ACC embodies that any stronger than Hal Hirschfeld, and so you hope that she's okay and able to get back out there very soon. Meanwhile, on the pitch at Historic Riggs Field, Florida State continues to create opportunities for themselves, and in this case, kind of hold the ball with 2:38 to play.
And you can see Florida State just looking to kill this game off. I think that's a good sign. You're seeing Hirschfeld be able to put a little bit of pressure on that. She's not totally limping off. She certainly twisted it, fell awkwardly.
Again, a foul call. Maggie Titano in for Florida State. And another throw for Clemson. Again, that's just fine for the Seminoles. Ball delivered to space. Manusos gets it back. Opportunity on the left side. Davis goes down. The ball's taken away. Again, very good defending. I believe that was Wynn back there.
Yeah, it looked harsher than it was. That was just a good tackle by Wynn.
Olsen delivers. And a corner for the Seminoles.
And I would be surprised if Florida State doesn't send 2 to the corner and just play short here.
Nice handling by Dudley over there.
You can see she actually wants to keep that in and kill as much time as possible. And they will send short, and Clemson has to be heads up and get over there to...
Emma Winter, very aggressive. She knocked the ball away from Dudley to begin with down in that corner. Not a whole lot Clemson can do to hurry it up, though, at this juncture. Florida State will remain perfect. 6-0-0 on the season. Goal kick for Clemson here in the final 25 seconds. And the Tigers will take their first loss of the 2023 campaign.
And I think they'll have a lot to build on here, Qualk. This is, as we discussed in the opening and right at the start of the game, not only is Florida State what I would call the standard and the measuring stick for the ACC, but really nationally. You know, both these teams have learned a bit about themselves today, and Clemson started well, but Florida State just the resilience to come